welcome to Popcorn and Play, yes, you name. And I want to talk to you guys about this show called For All Mankind. If you have not watched this show, holy Moses, you need to watch this show. In the background, I'm going to have some gameplay of the endling. I tried playing while I was talking about reviews. It's very hard to do. So I'm just going to use my gameplay. It's a really good game. You guys should check it out. It's on Steam. And you can just chill out with me with the gameplay in the background. So when I started watching the show, the thing that drew me to it immediately was the fact that it was about space exploration or alternate versions of history. I'm a really big spec bio, speculative situation type of person, so I like when people make stories based on things that could have happened or alternate versions of life. I really, really, really enjoy it. And this show did just that. Instead of the Americans landing first on the moon, like it's a whole what if scenario. Like, what if the Russians had landed first on the moon? What if the Russians had spearheaded space travel? How would our world look today? They bring up ethical questions and just also social ideas that we now have and how that would have been impacted had a simple change in who was first on the moon had happened. So then season 3 came out, and I know I haven't talked about this. I mean, this is the third, fourth, fifth video on this channel. But man, oh man, oh man, oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy how every single season after the first season is better than the last. There are not a lot of shows that can do that. And there are like a few that I can think about. Primal, this show, and oh my god, what's another one? Well, Sopranos was one thing. I stopped watching that. I was binge watching that. But anyway, this show does that. Stranger Things was, you have these hit and misses. The 100, yeah, Family Guy. I can name a lot of other shows that were just like, okay, you had a strong season, Lost, and then they just flew off the handle. They either came back strong, or like Game of Thrones, they totally threw shit in our faces. So that happens a lot, and I was over that. So I go into it not really knowing what was going on. I never watched the trailer before. I'm just like, my partner's actually the one who put me onto it. And he started watching before I did. He watched a few episodes, almost finished the first season. So he's like, okay, you need to catch up if you're actually interested in this. Saw him watching a clip of it. And I don't really like shows where people are just generally just talking. There's a lot of talking and people arguing. I'm like, what's happening? Is nothing happening? But honestly, the characters and the substance of the show make you feel as though you're not watching one of those shows that's just like, oh, it's just filler. It's just these people talking. Every decision that characters make means something. Every personality that is shown on screen means something. And I absolutely love it. I have followed the characters that do this time jump where it's about the moon, then it's about traveling, and now for the traveling space, this one's about traveling to Mars. And honestly, the reason why I love the show, here's why I love the show. And this is coming off of the back of listening to and watching All Tomorrow's. Watching Alt Shift X's video of it, I believe his name is. There's so much that you can get from the show as it is now, but you can also understand where it could go. Because you're actually watching humanity take steps into becoming the type of civilization that can travel from galaxy to galaxy. And you're still dealing with human drama on top of that. Like, trying to progress social and ethical issues and also progress technologically. You're watching all of that happen, how it probably would happen if you were to tell a sci-fi story about how people ended up becoming spacefaring individuals and how they evolved. Of course, I don't think they're going to have people looking like aliens, but it feels very much like Star Trek. Like, the beginning pieces that were put together and forged together to spearhead what we get later in Star Trek episodes. So it's really exciting for me. They're going to try and travel Mars. They're on Mars right now for the season. I mean, you guys, there were spoilers, but can you imagine how every other season after that is about them dealing with Mars, growing on Mars, the sicknesses that you get being on Mars, the issues, people dying, all of that, right? And then after there's like a time jump, and now people have colonized Mars successfully. And then the next season, you have a baby that's born that can breathe Mars air. Like something dramatic happens, and the baby's helmet breaks, or something happens, or the child's helmet breaks, and then they're like, oh shit, this person can breathe on Mars. And then now this is another thing that people are like, no, we want that person, or technically this child was both I don't want to spoil that part, but going further than this, this is going to be absolute spoilers. So you know the premise of season 3, but if you still haven't watched season 3 or watch a show at all, going past this point, you're going to get mega spoilers. So we know that, spoilers, Kelly is pregnant with Alexi's son. She's American. She's Vietnamese ethnically, but she is American national. With her nationality is American. So both Russians and Americans had to work together to make this work. There was its own drama with that. I absolutely love the drama that they put there. The whole thing with Danny. I know people hate that, but I like Danny. I hate what he's doing, but I also like his character. He looks like a kitten. Like, I don't know, maybe that's why. But I felt so bad for him when he fell in love with Karen. But you have that whole drama thing going on. But now we have this new thing where the girl is pregnant. So not only is the person that she's growing inside of her going to be Russian and American, they're also going to be Martian. The first Martian, someone who was born on Mars. And I don't even know why it's an issue, because it's Russian and American. People are like, oh, it's the person technically is Russian because the father was Russian. No, she's American because the mother's. Why does it matter? The child is all of those. The child is Russian and American nationality-wise, and Vietnamese and Russian ethnically wise, and Martian because they were born on Mars. Like, that whole thing. Oh my god. But that's something they were going to have to deal with at some point anyway. But it's very interesting because I could see them going in that direction where you'll have a person, maybe not this child, but because of how they were born, because of what the body is going through while it's incubating that child, the child has certain special situations where it can be a little bit more resilient to the terrain and hostility of the Mars planet. And that's, I hope they go all tomorrows with it. I hope that's where we go with this, because it'd be so exciting if, like, the Martian faction, people who are born on Mars, are seen as a threat to the people who are Earthlings who are living on Mars. Because, like, technically, okay, we actually live here. Now you guys are destroying the planet. It kind of feels like it's going towards the All Tomorrow situation. Because I think that's how All Tomorrow started out. It's like these people were put on Mars, and then the kids, that came out were Martians. And then after a while, the Martians wanted to become emancipated from Earth, because they were basically like, okay, well, our people that we sent there are there, and they're American, or they're Russian, or Chinese, or they're Earthlings. No, it's not going to be any longer nationality issue as much when they realize that, oh, there are other aliens out there that put stuff on this planet. And I could see the Martians being like, well, no representation, no taxation. Why are you telling us what to do when you live on Earth? Why are we taking commands from people on Earth? We are our own people. Like, we're the ones who have to live here. You're literally, like, many months away from us. So I could see that becoming a thing. And they could still make the show work because they can have the budget for that. You're still just going to have to use people. It's not like human beings being born on other planets are going to change that drastically. If anything, they'd probably be a little taller, almost the same. But you can make a show out of that. You can make that happen. And I am here for it, bro. Like, you guys, if you haven't seen it, if you're still watching this, you haven't seen it, it is definitely a good show. One of the best drama shows I've watched. And I don't really like drama shows with humans and talking and stuff like that. But it really, really helps because it's about space as well. All right, see you guys in the next video.